and thank you for coming to celebrate Dad's 70th. It's definitely a milestone.
Look at that. It certainly is.
Yeah, it's worth celebrating.
Oh, he's got a paper.
Yeah.
Did Auntie, who was going to...
You and Auntie Angela.
Auntie Angela, did you want to say?
Oh, okay. We have prepared some speeches. Very brief.
Granddad.
Yeah, I've got my ukulele.
Granddad, I'm videoing.
So is your leading?
Janelle and Hazley. Hazley, I haven't even said good day to you. Thank you so much for hosting today. It's a lovely venue and thanks for having everybody here on behalf of the family. So I'm Cedric's, he calls me little baby sister and I do get offended by that. But I'm his youngest sister, Angela. And I've got a few stories here. I'm going to tell you 6 stories and I want you to choose which one is the lie. So you'll have to listen quite closely. 6 stories and a lie, alright?
So we yell it out if we think we know it?
So growing up, my big brother was made a big impression on me because I was his little baby sister, as he calls me, and he was big and strong and tall. He was the tallest one in the family, so he would enjoy carrying me on his shoulders, just to prove his strength. And I liked being up high and everything, and I'd hang on his forehead like that. And it was, get your hands off my eyes, get your hands off my eyes, like that. So we'd walk around the house like that, and I'd be up on his shoulders, he'd, getting around the house. And he'd forget to duck in the doorways, and I'd go smack into the wall. So he had many a bruise on my forehead because he forgot to duck.
Not true.
Oh, that's so true. Oh, I did not say
That's a bonus one.
So that grew on to our circus antics that we'd do in the backyard. And Cedric was a bit of a daredevil, and we'd do circuses in the backyard.
And for circus had come.
When the circus came to town, that's
when they end up. That's a different story.
well, it ties into the same story. So we did circuses in the backyard, and so Cedric would set up 44-gallon drums with great big planks of wood and make seesaws. I would then get on his shoulders. He would get on a bicycle that he built, and I was on his shoulder, and he'd go up the seesaw and down the other side with me on top.
And me.
Oh, and me. I'm pretty sure and us.
Sometimes all at the same time.
So while the circus was in town, Mr. What was the name? Ringman Brothers? No, it was the Ashtons flying circus. Yeah, the Ashtons came to town, the circus. And we had a billy goat, and Cedric's brother Roger thought it was a good money-making venture to get a billy and a nanny and have a kid and make money selling goats. So Cedric, I think, painted up the sign saying "kids for sale" on the. So that was up on the fence post out the front.
Nothing to do with 8 children.
So he must have thought there was too many of us. Get rid of us, sell some of us up. So the circus was going past and saw the sign "kid for sale" and wanted to come inside. Julie and I were sitting on the fence by the sign. The Southland Times, their local newspaper, had come along and taken the photo as well. So we were in the paper. For kids for sale. Thanks for that. It was a good sign. It was very eye-catching, Cedric. So then the circus was coming to town, and Julie and I were watching it, and we were trying to guess what animals was in the, that was in the days when they had elephants and things like that in the circus. So they stopped. We were throwing stones, weren't we? And trying to get the animals to make a noise, so that we could figure out what was in those trailers. They were probably people's homes,
Well, I think the one that roared, it was definitely alive.
So the man stopped and we thought, oh help, we're in trouble now. But no, he wanted to buy a kid. The man from the circus wanted to talk to our dad, and we thought we were in trouble for throwing stones, but actually Dad and him struck up a bit of a conversation, went out flounder spearing and fed everybody at the circus, and we got free tickets and we all went along to the circus. Cedric loved it so much, having all that training in the backyard with us, that he actually ran away with the circus. And it took quite a bit of work for Mum and Dad to actually get him back.
You're a scary kid.
Right. So anyway, there was that story, growing up with Big Brother, the circus, the seesaws and all the antics here. Next came his stint in Manapuri. As you can see, now I don't know how many of you have seen it, but there's a photo we haven't going along out here that Leah, Brenda, Julie and I have put together, the sisters that I mentioned on the t-shirt, put together, and you can see how handsome he was. He was a handsome dude, don't you think? Still is. Still is. No, it's still handsome. Did you see the photos of when he was younger though? Right. So he moved to Manapuri and he was in the tourist industry, and of course there's no shortage of adoring ladies when he was in Manapuri in those days. And things haven't changed, have they? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
There's a reputation, lady.
So Ernest told me to mention something about gravel rash on your knees, Cedric.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay, we'll leave it there. Yeah.
Asher,
So we're seven
go follow
sisters.
Willow.
You believe everything he told you, though?
Eh?
You believe everything he told you?
Well, one of these is a lie.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he thought that you were just such a true gentleman that was the measure, you know,
Right.
gravel rash on the knees. So you've always liked your vehicles, not necessarily with wheels, but you know the boat sinking. We're very lucky that we still have our big brother, well, my big Leah's younger brother, because the boat that sank that you were bringing back from Sydney, I thought we'd lost you and missing at sea and rescued, and it was all very dramatic at the time. If you want to know more about that, I'm sure Cedric will give you details, but he was shipwrecked, and it was at the same time as the something Rose, what was that?
Mary Rose.
The Mary Rose, and it went missing for 10 weeks, and they thought that it was a fraudulent thing because it was so long, how long, you know, you couldn't survive that long. But the Mary Rose, and at the same time, Cedric's boat actually did sink, and he was shipwrecked, and he got saved by a Korean fishing boat, is that right? Yeah. Might not be right. Could be a lie. Could be a lie. So his next, his vehicles that he liked was, he's been a Santa Claus and a microlight. Santa Claus and a microlight, that could be a lie, I don't know, it sounds weird to me, but he decided to help Santa Claus one night, and so because the sleigh had broken down, he got the microlight out and said, yeah, we can, oh, well, it's not a lie then, is it? Photographic evidence of that one. Oh, look, I think that's enough of my stories. I just want to say on behalf of myself and my sisters, happy birthday. We're proud of you. Love you. Happy birthday.
Wait, what one was the lie?
Which one was the lie?
The ship.